COVID-19 has made an impact all over the world. Millions have contracted the virus and thousands have died from it. Those working on the front lines have been there since the beginning and they are now really struggling. News 4 Tucson's Ali Potter explains.
Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's been nonstop for first responders. It hasn't slowed down, and as you can imagine, they're exhausted.
We've gone through the first big wave. We had a little bit of want to call it a lull, and now we're into a really big spike. So the exhaustion, the fatigue, obviously we've had employees become sick with COVID.
At the beginning of the pandemic, News 4 Tucson reported on people not being truthful when calling 911. But now callers have been very honest and upfront about their symptoms.
I think the human piece of that and telling somebody that they're symptomatic to make sure that they're protected is something that, we probably don't normally see.
Staffing has been challenging.
It's not necessarily working double shifts. It's when you have people out, there's shifts that have to be filled. So under normal circumstances, people like to work extra shifts and overtime. What we're seeing now is because the workload is higher, the stress factor is higher, that when they're off, they're not necessarily interested in picking up an extra shift.
There's been some minor changes, but honestly, it's not anything tremendously different than what the general public's been seeing.
Northwest Fire says they've always had PPE with them and have been prepared for dangerous situations.
We wear the protective equipment and follow the guidelines of CDC, then we can be in an environment with a patient, but it's not considered an exposure because we have taken the protective measures, right? Same reason why in a hospital, a nurse or a physician can work a COVID wing all day long, but that doesn't mean that they've been exposed.
But the biggest change Northwest Fire has made.
Obviously wear these on every call now instead of only when there's that suspected contagious, virus presence.
We asked first responders if they have a special message that they would like us to give to you. They said they'll be there no matter what. We've got you covered here in Midtown. Ali Potter, News 4 Tucson.